Hi there, it's Neil W. Schofield again with another moment off the top of my head. I'm not going to get into any fancy titles or anything this week. I just want to let you know about a little update between my wife and I and one of our lovely neighbors. In a nutshell, this neighbor tried to take us to court to have peace bonds issued against us for what they felt was threats to themselves and their property. On Monday, the charges came and went. Nothing happened out of them. In fact, the charges were thrown right out on the grounds that there was not any shred of evidence to support it. There was no cause for alarm, no cause for a peace bond, and the neighbor that tried to have it done just made an ass of themselves, right in front of the judge. Terrible stuff. Not so terrible for us, though. So, we're in the clear again for now, but future events will see which way things go. Stay tuned. Now, as I promised, Halloween came and went, and I went out and I trick-or-treated with a friend of mine, had a great time, and the costume I made, well, think Sergio Leone. Think cowboy boots and ponchos. Think four little words. Man with no name. And that's essentially what I dressed up like. Well, it was a great costume by a lot of people's accounts, but the funny thing about it was, the one thing that people kept talking about, I had hair. Now, as you know from watching my other videos, that's not something I have a lot of on the top of my head, or off the top of my head. So, imagine everybody's surprise when I showed up with the costume on, and a wig under my cowboy hat. Well, I had hoped to get a blonde wig. The best I could do was a combination of white and black, which looked more gray. I suppose I was the man with no name in an older version. But I digress. Overall, the costume worked out pretty damn good, and you'll be able to see for yourselves. Now, segueing right from that into a book that I've been reading. This is an older book I've had for some years now, and the book is simply called Management Secrets of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly by Michael Miller. Now, you might be wondering, what the heck is this book all about? Management Secrets of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is about 50 secrets that are taken from 50 of the greatest all-time Western movies that exist out there, at least before the year 2000, that is. Movies like the Sergio Leone trilogy, and more modern classics like Clint Eastwood's movie Unforgiven, and 1999's Ride with the Devil. The whole purpose behind this book is to divulge each one of these secrets, and a short discourse on how they apply to management and business. But in reading this, one gets the idea that these secrets might also apply to a person's life as well. So, in doing this, I'm going to be talking about a few of these different secrets. The whole purpose, of course, is maybe there's something in it that you, the viewer, might be able to take away from it and use yourself. That's what it's there for. Now, a little disclaimer here. I'm not claiming to be the author of this work. That belongs to a chap named Michael Miller. So, all I'm doing is just passing along and sharing it with you. That's the whole point behind this. But I want to start you off on a quick one here, and that's the first secret of this book. See things as they will be, not as they are. My dad had a saying, still does. People are what they are, not what they should be. It's a realistic look at the world around us and at people around us, because let's face it, we're all unique in some way. And whether we like it or not, the world is full of other people who, let's face it, don't necessarily share all of our points of view. But you know what? We can't really worry about that. Now, yesterday, tomorrow, all we can do is look after ourselves. And one of the best ways we can do that is to try to see ourselves as we want to be. Say, 5 months from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, doesn't matter how long it takes, but see ourselves as we want to be. Hopefully in a good way, of course. For example, you want to quit smoking. I know this is a cliched and old example, but it's one of the best ones I can think of, because a lot of people still smoke. You may have tried different therapies to quit smoking. You maybe tried a patch, or you've tried pills, or quitting cold turkey, as it were. And maybe none of it seems to work. I wonder why it wouldn't work, though. Could it be because that in your mind, you are seeing yourself as being a smoker right now? Maybe that's part of the problem, part of the thing that's holding you back from quitting. Here's a suggestion. In your mind's eye, try to imagine a picture of you as being someone who is healthy, strong, has a good complexion, dresses nicely, has lots of friends surrounding her, has a very loving family, and has all kinds of accolades and comments and compliments coming from everybody around you that you know. You know, people going down the street stop and say, "Wow, man, you look really good." Now, I know this all sounds silly, but trust me on this, there is a very good reason for this. If you're familiar with a technique called neurolinguistic programming, you'll know that imagination can play a very big part in how successful you can be at something. So, in that vein, try to imagine yourself as being a successful person, the kind of person who would never consider turning to something like smoking. And by the way, I'm not trying to preach an anti-smoking message here, far from it. I have the occasional cigar once in a while myself, so I'm not going to point fingers. No way. What I'm saying is this. Imagine yourself as who you want to be. See yourself as who you want to be, not as you are right now. Because right now, you may be seeing yourself as someone who isn't exactly on top of their game. Think about this a little bit, and I think you'll understand what I mean. In time, again, as I said, I'm going to be going over a few more of these secrets from time to time and in different clips. Sometimes I'll be watching comments and seeing how people react to these things. When they do, I may talk about a few of those ideas, just to see how it goes. That's it for now off the top of my head. Current time right now, by my watch, is about 20 minutes to 1 in the morning. I'm Neil Schofield. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again.